You're listening to Nick Luck Daily. This edition is brought to you by Timeform, your trusted source for racing data and analysis. By Total Performance Data, the global leader in live horse racing data. This edition is also brought to you by FitzDares, laying some of the world's largest sporting wagers since 1882. Here we go then, day 3 of the Cheltenham Festival. It is cold and it is blustery here at Prestbury Park this morning. It's shortly after 8 o'clock alongside David Yates and Jane Mangan down here on the gallops, Thursday the 12th of March, and I'm glad I have wrapped up nice and warm. We had a day of wonderful racing but significant drama off the track yesterday, and we can look forward to, well, hopefully more of one this afternoon. Jane's alongside me. Jane, right, who have we got behind us here? We got Factor File right behind us there with Mark Walsh.
He's the most easily identifiable and probably the best looking horse on the gallops at the moment. We had Bambino Fever, who was easy to identify. Danny Mullins' far side there has Charm Defoe, his mount for the Triumph. Charm Defoe, we've seen him once, he dotted up at Thurles. I think that's Sean O'Keefe's mount here, the white face. Kai Lung, red and white colours. I think he rides him in the Triumph. Patrick Mullins here is riding Road to Home. He's mounting the Kimure. Patrick has been skipping breakfast, lunch and dinner to ride him. He's down to 11 stone to ride him. Road to Home for Pete Davis. Far side with the Hood, that is Ballyburn. Hood on him for the first time. You'd have lost money, I'd say, if you thought that was the first time he was wearing a hood in a racetrack this time around. We'll skip over to the grey here. That's Kiss Will.
You're doing seriously well.
I know, yeah, I can't tell you much more about him. Then the Dark Bay horse here, that is Imperia Pass, who I thought was going to go straight to Aintree. Well, he's here. And let's see what that is there. I can't tell you what that is.
Well, I'll tell you what, you've done better than the trainer or anybody else associated with this string during the week. Hello, David Yates.
Hello. Do you want me to go through these?
Yeah, if you would, yeah.
No chance.
We're going to be hearing from Henry de Bromhead later in the programme as well. That's coming up very shortly. Want to talk to you about what happened on and off the track yesterday. This row escalating between Nico de Boinville and Declan Queally went to a higher level as evening fell, didn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, it's no longer a row now, is it? It started off.
It's a disciplinary matter now, isn't it?
Yeah. Obviously, it started off as the start of the Turners Novices Hurdle, when on ITV Nico de Boinville could be seen shouting.
Demonstrating?
Yeah, I think it's stronger than that. I think it's shouting. At Declan Queally. And obviously Matt Chapman did an excellent job as they were coming in to say what was going on there. Declan Queally said the abuse was horrific, and Nico de Boinville parried back at that point. Maybe he wants to look in the mirror, but of course not the Daily Mirror, the lowercase m mirror. That escalated. Conor Fennelly of the Racing Post got some very strong quotes from Declan Queally saying that the abuse was of a racial nature.
Yeah.
I spoke to him about half an hour after that, and
you spoke to Declan Queally.
Declan Queally, and he confirmed that, and then added, "I've reported it, and it's now being investigated by the BHA." And that was as far as I got with it, but that's as far as one needs to go. It's pretty much as far as one can go at the moment. The BHA, I'm guessing, will not comment on an ongoing investigation, and the stewards deferred the matter for further gathering of evidence.
It's quite interesting. I think I'd include myself in this. You kind of have to recalibrate your reaction to it slightly, because it started off as, there's some handbags. That was the first thing I was told by one member of our team. Yeah. And then it kind of escalated as the day progressed, and you're thinking, well, actually now this is a matter that's going to be quite a knotty one, I would have thought, for the BHA to unravel, and I suspect they wish they didn't have to.
That's absolutely right. I mean, I wrote 3 versions of that story as things happened.
It's one more than Alan Brazil.
And it started off with as a war of words erupted, and then when I sent the final one, which obviously had the abuse of a racial nature allegation, I thought, you should take out war of words, because that's a tabloid fight between 2 jockeys, 2 footballers, etc. But this has now gone to a higher level,
and that's why I can't really sort of preempt much more. But the only thing that did cross my mind is racing's different to other sports, because in every other sport you've got players shouting at each other, abusing each other, saying things that they probably wouldn't say in civilised company when the blood's not up. But there is no provision really in horse racing for field of play decisions there. So if you did that on a football pitch, for example, you might get a yellow card, you might even get a red card if it was really egregious. Do you see what I mean?
Well, I mean, there's surely. I don't know. There must surely be a catch-all disrepute charge in every sport, isn't there?
Yes,
that catches everything.
Then then you're taking it to a new level, aren't you?
Exactly. I mean, that's a very good point you make, because anyone who's played Sunday league football, or indeed any football at a lower level, or perhaps at a higher one, every week your opposite number will talk of intimate relations with a blood relative, and it's there to try and get you to stick a foot in, get a yellow card, and then get sent off. And of course, most of the time you just say, "Have you seen her, mate?"
Yeah.
And you carry on, and hopefully you score a couple.
And if you sent that higher up the chain and transcribed it, it would be something very different.
But of course, now we're dealing with something a completely different beast altogether.
And the fact that it's been described as racially aggravated as well.
Yeah.
Well, Declan Queally might not be out of the news today, Jane, because he's got Carrickmorton a Spruce with James Bowen looking for another winner. His third of the week, running in the Dawn Run.
With Bahraini interest.
That is a crazy story all round.
Victorious Racing, what a start it would be if they were to get in, even in the first four at the Cheltenham Festival, would be mighty. Just one thing to add with what you've been saying, there is a recorder down at the start. That's what the BHA will be playing with. You and I are trying to make a cake out of crumbles. They'll have all of the ingredients, and I'm sure hopefully it won't take too long to come to a conclusion.
Well, that's what you would say. You hope they can get onto it quickly.
But I suppose on a wider point, the position of that start, it's really not up to standard, is it, for a championship event?
Well, of course, there was further spice added to this by Max McNeil, the owner of No Drama This End, who also sort of talked of Mullins and Elliott and Irish jockeys in his view of what he perceived to be obviously an unfair start for his favourite.
Yeah, I mean, he did qualify that, didn't he, by saying, "I'm not blaming anyone. But the Irish lads will do what they feel is necessary to do." Now, and that in itself is a perfectly fair comment. Like, it was interesting listening to AP McCoy and Luke Harvey on ITV Racing. The idea that a jockey of record-breaking success like McCoy, or of others of his ilk, would not try and use their status and muscle on a less experienced, less decorated jockey, I think is fanciful. People do that in every sport. Look at people like Alan Shearer, got away with murder on the pitch pretty much for the whole of his career, because he was the boys' own England captain, not the pop group, the magazine for prepubescent males. And he got away with loads, and all sportsmen do that. So what Jane said is obviously right.
To qualify it as an Irish jockeys over English jockeys, that's crap. I think it's everybody for themselves down at the start, and that's where the race starts. The race starts as soon as they leave the paddock.
But the point I'm trying to make, Jane, is just that I think it might be the same one as you. Regardless of your nationality, everyone is going to push to the very boundary of the law in order to get the best out of the best outcome they can, whatever the sport.
The actual position of that start, because it's 22 runners coming into a very bottleneck situation. I just didn't think it was fit for purpose.
Yeah, I think bottom line is that when the VHA try to unravel this, that allegation that it's a racially aggravated is going to be something that is debated and is going to be the key point, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
And it's going to make life extremely complicated.
It is, but it's also for
it's serious anyway. Sorry to interrupt. Regardless of the racial whatever allegation, Declan Queally's like a well-established, lost his claim in his 30s jockey. If it was a 21-year-old 7-pound claimer, like, I think it would look even worse. Do you know what I mean? So it's all in context, but it's rare that it comes to light. I don't think it's that rare an occurrence.
Dan Barber is here, everybody, from Timeform. Here he goes. You all right?
Shoes today.
You got sensible shoes on.
You mean fashion-wise? Oh, just suitability, fashion, I think. Hi, Dave.
Taking some shade there from Jane.
Yeah, well, she is the fashion queen, and we're just in our coattails.
All right, what are we doing today?
What we're doing is we're reflecting on Madgeborough, if that's all right, Nick.
Yes, please. Now, so Madgeborough has been given, David, and you as a former denizen of Halifax. He's been given the dreaded X.
Yeah, yes, I know. I put the dreaded squiggle on Deep Sensation back in 1993.
If I'd known you then, I would have been very upset.
Next two starts, 1 Queen Mother Champion Chase, 1 Melling Chase
I
entry.
recall in my early days, like the enthusiasm of youth getting you above yourself to say that Exotic Dancer would be hard to place after he won a Carlisle graduation chase. And he ended up winning, I think, a Paddy Power in his next start, and then he turned into a Gold Cup.
Look, even the experts can get it wrong, as I routinely tell my loved ones.
Go on then.
So we've trimmed his rating first off. The X felt like a prerequisite. It had to be done. He's been to Cheltenham twice and made such serious errors that it's basically ended his race. All well and good, I suppose, doing it on really testing ground, smallish field, controlling the race at the DRF. And it's not to say that he can't still clock a high 170s under those circumstances, but as much as him, it was the performances of found a 50 since. So that's down to 177. He's got the X, and what that actually means is where the Constitution Hill runs over jumps again. The highest rated hurdler and the highest rated chaser at the moment both have an X to denote that they're not reliable jumpers, which, as far as we can, as deep as we've dug, we can't find a similar example to that.
Do you think they could meet on the flat, Dan?
That'd be some clash, wouldn't it? Well, I wasn't even being mischievous, but I was floating the idea. Everybody says this, for years it was Senor, who's one of the other 4 horses rated above 170 in the past who ended up with an X.
Yeah.
Barton Bank was
He deserves
discussed.
a couple.
Yeah, Barton Bank was the second highest, and obviously B4 Salmon. But one thing I was going to add is, what about Madgeborough for a champion hurdle next season? Just letting him roll. That was honestly the first thought in my head.
Dan, do you mind if I just ask Dan? If I'd just like you to sort of, it was one of the things. What a diva! One of the things I love about Cheltenham is watching a race in the stand. They'll take the press room away very shortly and give it to corporate, which is fine because they'll get a lot of money for it. But I love watching the races on the steps, and I love the reaction of the crowd when there's a mistake. There's this collective gasp of thousands of people, and I'm really interested to hear what you felt about the race and how it unfolded. My feeling watching it live, and I've only watched it live and then about the last 2 fences on video just for my report last night, it seemed as though, whilst he seemed to be going quite quick, it seemed until the 8th when he pecked, it seemed up until that point everything was going to plan.
Yeah, I totally agree. I didn't see him running prices, and that's one thing I think you miss when you're on the other side of it. It's the inability to get out and watch a race from the stands, so you're reliant on, in fact you hear the comms, don't you, before you see the incident on a screen. But that was the first. Then I think that's it. Just an inability to get back on track. Things just totally unraveled. But until then, it was great.
Like when you're at school and you're reading a play in class and you make one mistake and then suddenly you just start making loads and loads, and in the end it just falls apart. So he pecked on the 8th. He then hit the 9th, didn't he? And the interesting thing in comparison to the Arkle last year, which obviously is a novice chase and less of a test in a sense, that he was still able to be beaten less than a length in 4th, despite smashing into the 4th last, I think it was, or the ditch, wasn't it? And then the 2nd last. But yesterday it was just game over, wasn't it?
Yeah, Corto Star or Denman wouldn't recover from that mistake at the 3rd last, would they? It was an absolute horror, and that's on the back. The cumulative effect of having made 2 pretty serious ones. I don't think people think about it enough. The physical toll of hitting a fence.
Well, especially when he's that big.
Yeah, and that's what made me think, they've got Lossiemouth, but would they not be tempted? We've discussed Lossiemouth yesterday. She's low 160s, 162 we settled on. It's not Annie Power, and it's not any of the other modern greats. Thing today, just to mention as well, Bob Olinger.
Yes, Stayers Hurdle, aged 11.
Seeking to eclipse Lossiemouth in the space of a couple of days. If he can win yet another race at Cheltenham. And
so he won the Turners, didn't he, back in COVID year, 2020? 2021, when the place was empty.
Yeah, he won, obviously handed the Norwich Chase on a plate.
Yeah, by, what's his face, Galopin Des Champs, yeah.
And then this Stayers Hurdle crown, so he's looking to join her, and it'd be a massive thing, because he's a horse who, even age 10, showed loads of zest. He's still there. Who's to say he can't do it at 11? One other thing, if I may, just as the week develops, we're all the same. After day 1, talk the talk stuff. That DRF form must be rubbish.
Yeah.
King Rascal Grey comes out and wins.
Same race, yeah.
Yeah. Ballyfad didn't do his bit for the form, but obviously you might mention the stable's quiet spell at the moment. But perhaps the key form point we've had so far is Saratoga winning the Fred Winter ahead of Highland Crystal, who, having been a Fred Winter potential candidate, is heading for the Triumph instead.
Yeah, Triumph Hurdle tomorrow, Friday. Dan, thank you very much.
Thanks, Nick. Thanks,
Cheers,
Dave.
Dan.
Excellent. All right, time to snatch a quick walk and talk with Henry de Bromhead. How are you rating the performance so far at the halfway stage?
Yeah, grand. A little bit frustrating. Probably slightly unlucky with one or two, but yeah, we're hitting the crossbar with a few, and they're running well. So yeah, today is probably one of our stronger days. So we'll see.
Just reflecting on what you've seen so far, I thought Cocktail Divan ran a great race. Do you think he just didn't stay?
Yeah, I think so. But actually, interestingly, he was sore after the race. So he was a bit sore behind. So I just want to see what he's like this morning as well. He lost his shoe. The vets thought it was just that, but he was definitely sore behind after the race. Immediately after the race, I said he didn't stay, but now you
Not sure now.
see. Yeah, exactly.
Bally Adam, can we just have a hat tip for that legend?
Yeah, he's
Sixth
brilliant.
time and never been worse than fifth.
He's some man, isn't he? Yeah, absolutely. He ran really well. I thought he was really coming, but everything. It's rare you see the winner make all and the second be second the whole way in the Coral Cup. It's
crazy,
or it's now the MGM. So yeah, I'd say I think everything in front of him was handy away. So it's a savage run. We were just at the wrong end of the race, sadly.
Bob today. I saw Darragh riding him yesterday, Bob Olinger, and he's had a huge grin on his face and said you wouldn't think he was 11.
Yeah.
How's he done this week?
He's really good. Yeah, we brought him early. He loves going on his trips. He's in great form, and he seems really well. We've trained him for the race, and yeah, we'll see now. Yeah.
Fantastic. I mean, how much would it mean to you to see him produce another big performance around Cheltenham? He's not just a horse, this, is he?
Oh, no. Sure, any of those ones. Himself, Envoy, Captain Guinness, even yesterday ran a blinder. Any of those older horses, like, they're legends, just to keep going like they do. They're real warriors. And yeah, we're lucky to have them, yeah. For the sport as well,
For sure.
The following they have is unreal, yeah.
We've spoken about Envoy a lot and looking forward to seeing him bow out in the Gold Cup tomorrow. Air of Entitlement's another one I was interested in. She's in the Martin Pipe, isn't she?
Yeah,
Last year's
she's in the
Dawn
Martin Pipe. Yeah, Patrick O'Brien will ride her. Yeah, obviously she won the Mares last year. A little bit disappointing at Leopardstown, but she sort of comes to herself this time of year. She seems in great form now. Worked really well the other day, so yeah. Fingers crossed, yeah.
And of the youngsters, who are you most hopeful for next couple of days?
Yeah, we've two lovely horses in the Albert Bartlett, King's Bucks and Fruit de Mer. They're two nice horses. What else? Obviously, Echoing Silence, lovely mare in the Novice Hurdle, the Mare's Novice. I think she should run well. You caught me on the hop now. I can't remember what we've got running.
I think you've done pretty well. If they're the ones that spring to mind, particularly as we've got a force, whatever it is, blasting through us.
Yeah, I'm going to have forgotten something now, but something very obvious. What else is there today?
It's all good. We've blown the cobwebs out. If we've forgotten anything, Josh will tell us.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, Josh likes Slate Steel, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah, Slate Steel.
Slate Steel.
Another
Yeah, he could
festival
have just through misfortune, he could be off a very good mark in the Jack Richardson. Yeah,
Speaking of which, is in the pocket, okay?
Yeah,
That was a
fine.
nasty old fall yesterday, wasn't it?
Fine. Apparently, yeah, no, he was fine after the race. Yeah, it was a horrible fall. Yeah, he just didn't happen for him at all. Sadly, we had no luck in that with him. Yeah.
I hope you have some luck today. Thank you for
Thanks.
walking and talking with me. I'll let you crack on and do your bits and pieces.
Deadly. Thanks
Cheers.
a million.
Well, Jane and Dave and I are walking behind Willie Mullins and David Casey, and in front of them, Bambino Fever. I don't think I've ever seen a horse with such a strong back end, the way she moves her hind end relative to her size.
Yeah, you people at the sales make comments on what they like and what they don't like. You'd park a bus between her hocks the way she walks. She's very powerful. She mightn't be the biggest, but she's very robust, and in front of her then is the Rolls Royce of the whole string, Factify. Like, you wouldn't have to, as a blind man could see, he's a good looking horse.
Yeah, she's kind of sort of marching, isn't she? Quite impressive size.
She's a chestnut filly. She walks with purpose.
Yeah, I'm not even going there. I'm not
taking
even
that bait,
going,
no?
I absolutely am not taking that bait. Do you know, yesterday we were walking up this very same walkway, and Josh Stacey turned to Willie Mullins, who's currently on my left, getting a briefing from David Casey, and Willie tipped everyone il était temps yesterday.
I did,
you
I?
did, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, yesterday's a long time ago.
I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, and quite confidently as well.
He'd been doing everything right, and you know, I thought he'd been sparking at home the last few mornings, and when we went back through his form here, which wouldn't, and you know, you wouldn't be delighted with it, but we went back and we found excuses for every day, and we said, you know, he could run his best race ever here this time, and yeah, we're very happy with him.
Yeah, he's a smashing little horse, really charismatic. How's Margeborough this morning? Is he okay?
All good, yeah, with Margeborough. And Kate Doughty went home last night, so he was fine. And yeah, I don't think we've any bad news, which is good.
That's fantastic. You've also got 5 Grade 1s in the hot as well, which is equally good news at the halfway stage.
Yeah, it's extraordinary. It's extraordinary now because, you know, we didn't know how. We thought they were coming. That's the one thing. In the last fortnight, we thought they were all coming. Every bit of work we did for the last 2 or 3 weeks, everyone came home from the gallop happy with their horses and happy how they worked generally. So we knew they were coming together at the right time.
I've heard quite a lot of people suggest that the ground might be lively enough for Fact to File. Is that something you subscribe to or not?
I think he's a good mover, but the ground is lively, and you know, a lot of owners, a lot of the trainers are not happy that there hasn't been water put on the track at this stage. I don't know what today and tomorrow's track is really like, but yesterday it got lively enough, yes.
And we were just admiring Bambino Fever. She looks like she is on her absolute A game.
Yeah, I mean, she looks so strong, doesn't she, walking away from us. I mean, she was last in the string, and I just saw her walking away, and I thought, wow, she looks big and strong. But once again, would you worry about the ground for her? It is getting too lively?
I don't know. You know better than me.
That would be sort of my worry. What about you, David?
What do you think, David?
I wouldn't be worried about it now.
I have a feeling you might say that.
All positive. Yeah, no, it should be fine.
Okay. Yesterday for you, what was your highlight?
I thought the novice chase.
Kids Bull and Final Demand.
Yeah, I thought 2 brilliant horses, 2 brilliant jockeys. Thought it was a great battle, and I thought it was a brilliant race to watch. Yeah.
He's some tough little horse, isn't he?
I thought both of them were very good. Yeah, but the grey lad, you know, he was so hardy, jumped so well. So yeah, I thought it was brilliant to watch that race.
You know, because Final Demand's, you know, big, powerful galloper. Everyone's always sort of thought, oh, he's a 3-mile chaser who wants soft ground. I wondered, looking at him yesterday, whether actually he's a 2.5-mile chaser who wants good ground.
Maybe, yeah. He travelled well yesterday, but I think he was completely on his A game yesterday. So, and I don't think I couldn't say that he didn't get the trip either, you know. So, as I say, I just thought it was. Yeah, he is by walk in the park, I think, isn't he? So, good ground should probably suit him better.
Yeah. What's your biggest hope for the next couple of days, from a sort of personal standpoint?
Well, listen, obviously you're looking at Fact to File today, and if he could put up a performance like he did last year, that'd be great, you know. And obviously, I think the first race is exciting, isn't it? Two good fillies battling it out as well. So
Gaelic Warrior in good form?
He's great, yeah. He's great. He's been working really well. So hopefully, this rain that they're supposed to get, I think will improve his chance a little bit anyway. So
fantastic. Well, it's been a pleasure to spend a little time this week. Thanks for all your help.
No bother, Nick.
David Yates is still with me as we draw Thursday's edition to a close. Thank you for coming down here. I know it's extremely cold, and you'd probably rather be in the warmth of the press room.
I don't find it that cold, actually, I must admit. I mean, I've been worse, I think, in the last few months at a race course, but anyway.
Okay. Your big hope for day 3, St Patrick's Thursday.
Yeah. 320, the Stayers Hurdle. I'll stick with number 10, Machon 2. Obviously, 4 wins, 4 runs this year, 3 wins, all of them here at Cheltenham. I think he's got more to offer. He won the Cleve by 7 lengths, and there are many horses who have won that trial by that sort of distance who have gone up much shorter than he was. So, yeah, number 10, Machon 2 in the 320 race at Cheltenham, the Stayers Hurdle. But above all, I mean, I just want to wish our listeners and viewers a very happy St Patrick's Thursday.
That's all. You've been listening to Nick Luck Daily. Thanks for listening. This edition has been brought to you by Timeform, your trusted source for racing data and analysis, by Total Performance Data, the global leader in live horse racing data, and by FitzDares, laying some of the world's largest sporting wagers since 1882.